And a very obvious one, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought these two pillars of Islam together in the Quran. وَاسْتَعِينُوا بِالصَّبْرِ وَالصَّلَاةِ. Hold on with as-sabr, patience, which is fasting, as-siyam, was-salah, and prayer. And verily it is difficult except for the people of khushur, the people who are khashi'een, the people who have humility. And subhanAllah, there's something so deeply profound about this, because I actually want to give you a high level of the 5 pillars of Islam and how beautiful they all connect together. You will notice something about these 5 pillars of Islam, that if someone does not take one of them seriously, they almost certainly don't take the other one seriously as well. Meaning the attitude that would exist with one of them will certainly be reflected in all 4 of them. So, if there is a person who views these things as something that just came to them in life, right? They're nonchalant about it. And who is at most risk of becoming complacent with these pillars of Islam? Obviously those who were born and raised Muslim. And Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu said as much. He said that I don't fear Islam being lost except إِذْ نَشَأَ فِي الْإِسْلَامِ أَنْ لَمْ يَعْرِفَ الْجَاهِلِيَّةِ. When people grow up in Islam and they don't know the days of ignorance, meaning people that were born and raised Muslim and they just took it for granted. That same attitude towards the shahada of La ilaha illallah Muhammadan Rasulullah. You know, I mentioned the sister, subhanAllah, who she had the whole room crying because the amount of passion and love in her shahada was beautiful. But someone that just kind of grew up with Ashhadu la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, they might, if they're complacent with that, they look at salah like, okay, fine, I've got to pray, I get it, I've got to pray, because they were used to their parents telling them they have to pray. And then, all right, Ramadan's coming around, great, what day is it going to be? Okay, well, I need to, you know, fine, I won't eat and drink, I'll fast. I'm going to keep it. When is Eid going to be, by the way? Oh, it's going to be a rough month. Okay, fine, inshallah, I'll get through it. Zakah, maybe. I may or may not, like, I'm kind of looking at it, but do I take my zakah seriously? Probably pretty nonchalant. And by the way, I want to make a point here. That subhanAllah, the pillar of Islam that is most often not taken seriously, and the Prophet ﷺ talked about it haunting a person on the Day of Judgment, is zakah. Like, who's really taking the time out at the hawl once a year, seeing how much they owe to make sure they're paying their zakah? And the first way that the first pillar of Islam to go was the one that was underestimated the most, which was a zakah. The first deviation in regards to the pillars of Islam was in regards to zakah. The first deviation, so it's the last of them, and the first deviation in regards to the pillars of Iman was al-qadr, divine decree. People left off al-qadr because they just didn't take it seriously. So, you know, if I have that attitude of mediocrity towards the shahada, I just kind of grew up with it, then I'll have that attitude with salah. I'll have that attitude with my fasting. I'll have that attitude with my zakah. Hajj, yeah, one day, maybe I'll get to it, inshallah. And Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu says, listen very closely to this warning, by the way. He said, whoever has the means to do Hajj and does not seek to fulfill their right of Hajj, let them die a Jew or a Christian. Might as well not even die Muslim. Like, Hajj is a pillar of Islam. Why aren't you taking this seriously? But it's lackadaisical. It's like, one day. So the attitude towards one of the pillars of Islam will naturally find itself reflected towards all of the pillars of Islam, which is an attitude of mediocrity, complacency. That's the first one, right? And so, إِنَّهَا لَكَبِيرَةٌ إِلَّا عَلَى الْخَاشِعِينَ. It's heavy, except for people of khushu', people of depth, people who are listening on the inside, who are trying to internalize these acts of worship, not simply get through them. It's going to be difficult upon them. And the attitude will be, yeah, whatever. Hayya ala salah, I'll wait until the very end of the time of salah, drag my feet, and I'll just get it over with. Ramadan is here, all right, fine, I'll just get through Ramadan. All of these things, I'll just get through them. The opposite of that is our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Arihna biha ya Bilal. For the prayer, comfort us with the prayer, O Bilal. Praying the sunnah of salah. Fasting Sha'ban before Ramadan, right? Getting yourself ready for the act to come. And then greeting it with an open heart and love. And let me immerse myself in this as if nothing else is in the world right now. The attitude of the Prophet ﷺ in salah was the same attitude of the Prophet ﷺ in Siyam. Completely immersed, sallallahu alaihi wasallam.